Friday's jobs report raising the questions of when, not if, the Fed will cut rates. Steve Liesman joins us now with more on this debate. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, Mike, despite the weekend deal with Mexico, markets are still betting on a series of rate cuts from the Federal Reserve this year, and Fed observers broadly agree. Here are the probabilities this morning. June, 20%. So that backed off a little bit. You had as high as 30% probability, but nobody was ever really banking on the June cut. They are banking and were banking on the July cut at 79% probability, 93% for September, 96% for October. Embedded in those numbers, you can't see them there, but other numbers show a 60% chance of not one, but 2 quarter-point hikes by September, quarter-point cuts by September, and a 50% chance of 3 cuts by December. UBS says our outlook for 75 basis points of precautionary rate cuts this year from the Federal Reserve was not predicated on adverse direct effects from major escalation in protectionism against Mexico. AKA, they saw other weakness in the economy. They point to slowing global capital spending and hiring, including, by the way, in several trade-related sectors, as reasons the Fed will eventually get around to cutting. If not in June, then by July, and the deal with Mexico does not end the trade concerns. JP Morgan writes, the drag on confidence should deepen as companies question the stability of the rules-based global trading order. They say tariff hikes could become a 1% tax on U.S. households this year if they're imposed on all Chinese imports. So the Mexican deal, not enough to derail the rate cut train. I want to show you guys the rate cut train. Here's the calendar to the cut. I don't know if they have that. There we go. So you got the Fed meeting coming up. I don't think it's going to happen there. We might get some guidance there that it's going to happen. Then you have this Trump-Xi meeting at G20. What was Eunice saying?
Maybe.
There's no deal yet, right? They're not. Right. There's no deal to meet. But anyway, that's the date of it. So that's like a week. It's like 10 days later. And then the June jobs report, which, Joe, you'll be interested to know, is less than a month away.
Oh my
right?
God.
Because we just had it last. So by definition, it's less than a month away.
That I know comes
right?
quickly. But what about Scott Cohn's best state? Did you see that's coming up in a month?
Right.
How is that possible?
How many years did he say it was?
He's doing it biannually now, I think.
Right.
I mean, it's every 6 months
It's ridiculous.
because he's got to get through all 50 states.
My son is going to be 21, which is even more ridiculous, okay? Q2 GDP, July 26, and that's 4 days before the Fed meeting. So this is, I think, the things that have to come into line before the Fed is going to cut rates.